podcast. I want to say like another miserable night of being a Browns fan, but if we're being honest,
let's be very
we all
honest
thought
tonight.
this was going to be a lot worse, right?
Big time.
Like if I would have bet this game, I thought the Browns were going to lose by 30 because anytime we play a team with a winning record, that's what we lose by. So this was one of those games, we'll get into it, where it's like every time I want to just be like, and I know like you're fully out on the regime, and I'm like most of the way like okay with changing it up, but like every time like a loss like last week where it's just like unprepared, terrible, 50 yards of offense, like through 3 quarters, then we come out this week and we're moving the ball up and down the field and we're keeping pace with the Buffalo Bills. Who, and I'm just like, what do I make of this? It's just like hard to wrap your brain around this team sometimes. So we got a lot of voicemails to get tonight. Obviously, we're going to give you our thoughts on everything that was today's game. But before we do, though, remember, if you want to get thoughts and intros on the show, head to thedogspodcast.com, tap leave voicemail in the drop-down menu. If you're watching on YouTube, please like and subscribe. I think we're inching closer to that 18K subscriber mark, which is pretty cool for us because not that long ago we just hit 15.
Yeah, a month ago or something.
Yes, huge shout out to everybody who's been supporting the show over the last couple months. It doesn't go unnoticed by us. We're super appreciative of that. So if you're watching and you haven't yet subscribed, though, please make sure you subscribe, tap the notification bell so you don't miss any of the content we're putting out. If you're watching, or you can just listen to the show on Apple and Spotify, and you can find us on any of the major social media platforms. Just search at the Dogs Podcast. And lastly, if you want more Dogs content, head to jointhedogs.com, become an official Dog Pack member on the Patreon page, get access to the private Discord, play fantasy football with us. I am hopefully next week's championship week, right? In fantasy football.
That is correct.
That is correct. And I'm pretty sure I am on my way. I'm up about 70 points right now. And I think he's got 1 person left, maybe 2, but I'm looking pretty good. My team all season, I mean, I got Justin Jefferson, Jackson Smith and Jigba, Emeka Egbuka, Chris Olave. My team's just loaded. And I was, I think, second in points, and I finished the regular season like 8-5.
You gotta love fantasy, man.
Yes, but finally we hit the playoffs. I went off last week. I'm a highest scorer again this week. I'm going for back-to-back repeat champions of this league.
Ooh,
so
there you go.
This is bragging rights. I won it last year, and I'm trying to win it again this year. So
I've got 2 of I run 3 of the Dog Pack leagues this year, and I'm in the semis in 2. Definitely not going to win in the one. The other one's about a 50-50 shot right now, last I checked.
Tough year for fantasy for me because I'm looking at it. This will tell you I'm in 5 leagues this year. This will tell you how it went. I'm looking at winning this league, hopefully, and I'm highest score 2 weeks in a row in the playoffs. In another league you and I are in, I'm probably going to be playing my wife for last place next week. So that's just, I'm on 2 ends of the spectrum when it comes to fantasy football this year. I feel like it's just been tough, but at least I hope I can go 1 for 5, bring home a championship in the Dog Pack. So obviously you get to play fantasy football with us. You get access to the private Discord. You just get to talk to a ton of cool Browns fans from all over the world. So if that's something you're interested in, head to jointhedogs.com, become an official Dog Pack member. Before I get too far, huge shout out to Emilio, just became a YouTube member. I always forget to promote that, but for 99 cents a month, you can become a YouTube member on here. You get all the cool Browns emojis in the chat. It's 99 cents for you, and it goes a long way in helping support the show. So we appreciate everybody who becomes a YouTube member as well. And if you like being a YouTube member and you want to kind of up the ante, again, jointhedogs.com, become a Dog Pack member, and you get access to a lot more. So, well, let's dive into it. Like I said briefly, I was not that disappointed with the Browns today. You're not supposed to have moral victories in the NFL. It's kind of like, it's a win or lose league, and it is. But when you're having the season the Browns are, you kind of take what you can get as a fan. And this year, it's like if we've played any team that is any good, they smoke us. Even if they don't smoke us for the whole game, they pull away. Like you hit mid-third quarter and they pull away. Like we played the Patriots tough for a half. We played a lot of these teams tough for a half, and then final score ends up being 3-4 touchdowns. And that's exactly what I expected out of today, especially because the Bills are the highest scoring second half team in football. They have a negative point differential in the first half this season, and they're plus some crazy amount. I forget what they said on the broadcast today in the second half. And we gave up all our points in the first half. Defense was a sieve in the first half, clamps in the second half. So it was a really weird game. Browns gave themselves a fighting chance. And honestly, in this kind of season for the Browns, for us to just be playing competitive football with a good football team late in the game, I mean, obviously I would rather have the win, but like we said, at this point, I'll take what I can get out of this team. And at least I wasn't dozing off or looking to go do something else halfway through the third quarter. It is funny, though, that this game, I'm not saying we would have won in overtime, but could have went to overtime if not for another botched special teams problem.
Yep. Special teams strikes again, baby.
Unbelievable out of the special teams. The Bills couldn't have ended the first half worse. Josh Allen runs backwards. They're looking at 3rd and 30 from their 6-inch line, possible safety. They got to punt it out of the back of their own end zone. We have no timeouts, and they still have to punt it to us. And then they get the 15-yard penalty, and we're immediately in field goal range. It's like they gift wrapped us 3 points before the half. We had no timeouts, no nothing. And then we drop the snap and don't get the 3 points, and we lose by 3. It's such a Cleveland thing. How many really times in our history too, where it's like we miss an extra point or we botch a field goal and it's like, that's going to come back to get us. Every other team in the NFL can escape something like that. I mean, the Bills missed an extra point today.
Yeah.
But the Browns, if the Browns are just in our history, we're never good enough where something tiny like that happens, come fourth quarter, it's going to bite us. And again, today we could have been playing for overtime and instead we lose by 3 because the special teams screwed up yet again.
Yeah, I said, today was actually a great Christmas gift from the Cleveland Browns to us fans because we all got to sit and watch a competitive football game for once with the Cleveland Browns, and we got to improve our draft position still. Like, it was great. It was wonderful. It was best of both worlds because, like, my wife came home from work and she's like, oh, you're not in a bad mood? Like, I saw the Browns lost. I said, babe, winning games doesn't help us right now. Like, we're at that point in the season. I hate that the Browns do this to us so often. And now it's 2 years in a row where I am conflicted every Sunday watching the game, wanting to win the game because I'm competitive. I want my team to win. I want to see a victory, but also knowing that it doesn't help us in the long run to win this game. So it really sucks as a fan to be in that position. But when you get to go out there and play competitive, go down to the wire, give yourselves a chance and still lose at this point in the season, I'm okay with that. That's cool. Worked out.
The only thing that could have
moved up the spot.
Yes, the only thing that could have made today better is if Shedur would have played better.
Right. Or like he would have played the first quarter, the rest of the game. Right.
Yes.
The first quarter was like,
or if Myles would have got the record.
Yeah.
That's about what could have made today better. I mean, if you think about it, well, I think I said this last week. In a perfect world for these last few games, I want the Browns to be competitive. I want Shedur to look amazing, and I want the Browns to lose. And we got 2 out of the 3. And I thought Shedur, we'll obviously get to it. I thought he was like pretty good for a half, quarter and a half. Second half, I don't think was as good. We'll kind of get into that stuff. It says bold move wearing that Cavs jersey after the meltdown they've had. I know, man, but it's too nice and too cool of a jersey to not ever wear. But it's tough.
And of course, every week.
Yeah, I bought a Garland jersey, and like part of me thinks like they might need to trade him. So now, like, I'm being selfish. Hopefully they don't trade him, so I'm not just stuck with this jersey. And, but no, I agree. But it's a fire jersey to just nice. Have sitting around the closet.
Real quick though, before we go like on the Shedur route and all that kind of stuff, there is one other thing that could have made today better, and it would have been getting out injury free. And I know a lot of people, if you didn't watch the game or if you did and you just heard about Quinshon Judkins getting injured, I want to make sure we hit that here early in the show. They came after the game and reported that he broke his fibula and dislocated his ankle. So on the play, it was like a swing pass. Shedur threw it a little bit behind him. He tried to make like a diving catch for it, and the way he landed is right. Man, did you see the way his right leg snapped out the side? The way it hit the turf, it like stuck and snapped. And it was like, oh my gosh. They had to air cast him, put him on the cart. You missed it?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, for those with weak stomachs, it's probably good if you miss it because it was the leg should not be sticking that way. It's kind of surprising. I was reading some sports doc stuff on Twitter, and they were saying like, Hard to believe there's no knee damage or no knee injury whatsoever. He might have like a sprain at the very least, but something had to happen the way his leg bent that way. They said that this is the best case scenario. I think Mary Kay Cabot came out and said 4 to 5 months after surgery, he should be ready to practice come the spring. That's like when you saw it happen and he got carted off the field and he was in pain and screaming and all that kind of stuff, you thought this could be this season and next season. Like he's missing 2 games here, but this is the end of the season. So that means next season could be in jeopardy as well, depending on the damage. We're thinking, is it an ACL? Did he dislocate his kneecap, PCL, all that stuff? Thankfully, it was not. So what looked to be potential, I mean, could have been a potential career ender or, a career, maybe he doesn't play for the next 2 years. I think we got lucky on that one.
I'm not a doctor, but at least from like my general knowledge of sports injuries, a break is better than a tear. So I guess it probably depends on like how bad of a break or clean of a break, but at least in my obviously not doctor's medical opinion, a break of the leg, I would think he would be ready for start of season next year. So like you said,
if it would have been like a knee
lucky
thing, like that would have been 9 to 12 months at best plus. So 4 to 5 is like, that's a cool time frame. If you're, Quinshon was having a heck of a rookie season despite being behind this terrible offensive line and having a low yards per carry. He was still leading all rookie rushers in yards and touchdowns and all that stuff. I think he had 947 yards from scrimmage this year. I mean, it was a good rookie season given what the team is working with.
Yes, it'll be nice. Hopefully he can get healthy and be ready for week 1 next year, hopefully behind a very much revamped offensive line.
Oh, I hope so, man.
So, I guess let's talk. I kind of want to talk about the defense at first.
Sure, we can start there.
What is the second half was obviously a huge improvement, but this defense has fallen off a cliff. If I had, I mean, honest to God, if somebody put a gun to my head and said, which side of the ball has quit, I would have to say the defense. People want to run Kevin out of town and they want to anoint Jim Schwartz the king of Cleveland. One side of the ball is still trying and still fighting with no offensive talent at all, basically, but they're still fighting and grinding. And on the one side of the ball, we're like a screen door. We can't stop a nosebleed. It's been 3 weeks in a row, and the run defense is so bad since Malik Collins got hurt that one, he should be in MVP discussions apparently. And two, like it's a serious risk of preventing a Myles of not getting the sack record. We were like entering the fourth quarter today and Josh Allen only had, I think 12 or 14 pass attempts. Nobody's going to why would you throw the ball when Myles Garrett's out there? If you can just run the ball for 11 yards a clip. James Cook in the first half was averaging 11.1 yards per carry. Literally, if they handed the ball off, it was a first down to him. And it's going to stop. It has a chance to stop him from getting the sack record. I still think that he will get the record. He needs one sack now, one full sack in 2 games.
Yeah.
I think he'll still pull that off, but it's going to be a lot closer than it needs to be because nobody is even trying to throw the ball against us the last 3 weeks now. Because why would you? Why would you take the chance of letting Myles make some game-altering sack or strip sack or be the team that gives up the record when you can just turn around, hand it off to your running back, and get 11 yards every single time?
No kidding, man. I mean, I was completely wrong on the overall outcome of this game. I was predicting like a 41-6 game. I thought they were just going to crush us, just blow us out, embarrass us, yet again. I was wrong on that front, but I told everybody that James Cook was going to have 100 yards and 2 touchdowns minimum today, and he had that in the first half. Now, like you said, the second half, they clamped down. He only ended with 117 yards on the day, but it all came in the first half. Like you said, they were just letting him do whatever. With that long run, I mean, he missed tackles. It's like guys just didn't even want to stop him.
Yeah, just is. I don't know what's going on that. I don't know if is it the loss of Malik Collins? Is it they're selling out to just try to get Myles the sack? Is it a combination of both?
Yeah.
What is it? Carson Schweisinger had another great game though. Another positive. Like
14.
He's just one more, and plus the huge sack. which then we did nothing with it. But he's one game closer to winning me my big bet that I put on him at the beginning of the year. So I'm excited for that.
He's actually now he has the 5th most tackles in a single season in Cleveland Browns history. He has 100 and what is it? I'm trying to remember this top of my head. 147, I think, was the number. He came in with 133. He had 14. It's 2 weeks in a row. He's had 14 tackles.
He's all over the field, man.
7 straight games with 10 plus. He's insane. Like,
and it's not like some of our old tackling linebackers where all of his plays were 8 yards downfield chasing. This dude's making impact plays.
Yeah.
And it kind of had me laughing a little bit to myself because it reminded me of our draft day episodes where we were super bummed when we picked Greg Newsome. And then at least in my humble opinion, Greg Newsome played pretty solid ball for us, especially early in his career for the Browns. And we kind of looked stupid for being bummed on the draft day episode that we took Newsome. If anybody remembers anybody's reaction when we took Carson Schweisinger this year, we weren't live on YouTube, but we were just texting in the Discord and everything. And we were so mad that we picked a linebacker when we needed offense. We were like cussing, screw this organization, blah, blah, blah. And then maybe like 3 hours later, when I got home from doing whatever I was doing, I got online and started watching some Carson Schweisinger like highlight videos and stuff on YouTube to see what he was about. And I was like, oh, holy Jesus. I was like, I saw him like block a punt, have 4 sacks, 3 interceptions. And I was like, wait a second, this is all from the same game. Like, this isn't his season highlights. This is one game highlight. And then it's like everything that I watched in these highlight videos of YouTube on him after we drafted him, he's just turning around and doing it in the pros in year 1. You have to stop talking about him as one of the best rookie linebackers. He's playing like just one of the best linebackers in football. It's crazy.
It is. I mean, what he's doing is insane. And to think that he's just a rookie and there's still growth to be had. Like, he's going to get better. I don't know what a whole lot better looks like than this, but I'm here for it, man. Like, this is going to be great.
I mean, there's a chance that you're going to put maybe a small chance, but a chance you're going to put JOK next to him.
Oh, dude, if that happens, that's going to be fun. That will be sweet to watch.
It'd be, yes. So, defense as a whole, second half, it was night and day difference.
Yeah.
But man, you can't come out of the gate playing like that. It was terrible.
Well, and we were talking in the Discord about this too. Like, the first half, they started to do this in the second half. I noticed with Myles Garrett, he's always in the first half over the left tackle every play. So what did they do? The Bills just ran the ball to the right side, or they just rolled Josh Allen to the right side. Everything, they threw the ball to the right side. They didn't even they took the field, split it down the middle, and said, "Don't even do anything on that side where Myles Garrett's at. Don't even look that way. We're going to do everything over here." And they torched us doing it. Took him completely out of the game. It's like, hey, Jim, how about you put him on the other side? Put him over the right side. Put him in the middle. Move him around.
If you know anything about Josh Allen's game, when he rolls out to the right, it's like his superpower.
Yeah.
Like all of his big plays, all of his runs, all of his like crazy touchdown passes, they're all rolling to the right. I almost would have put Myles on the other side and been like, okay, if you want to roll or Josh Allen wants to roll to the right, which is his strength, then he's going to be rolling to Myles Garrett.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'd
make him roll left every time. Make him change up there and make him roll left. So, like I've said my piece about the defense and Jim Schwartz's defense, and like I obviously like Jim Schwartz, but I just get a little bit annoyed at the pedestal he's put on in Cleveland just because of how bad the offense is.
Yeah, it's not good enough. Like, this defense isn't good enough. Anybody calling for Jim Schwartz to be like the interim head coach or the head coach next year, guys, come on, let's there's better defensive coordinators. We could probably I see all these other teams with these great defenses. We had one, or we thought, but you see how it has gotten picked apart over the season. Like, we started out, and then once teams figured out, oh, this is what they're doing. And the Malik Collins thing, I hear what you're saying, and I see this online a ton. I saw it a lot today. Like, losing Malik Collins has hurt the run defense, but we were bad even with him. We started getting gashed week 4 by Jahmyr Gibbs. And I mean, there have been plenty of games. We gave him like 177 yards, 184, and those games were all with Malik Collins. So there's a bigger problem than just losing one guy.
And we had a great defense like in 23, but what made that defense so great, they forced an insane amount of turnovers. you're not going to bank on forcing 30 turnovers every season. It's just not sustainable. Like we've talked about this before. A lot of times teams that will have, force 30 one year and be the best, the very next season there's a fall off, like a huge fall off. And they finish bottom half of the league. It's just not sustainable. In order to force that many turnovers, there's lucky bounces that go your way. Who are you playing? Are you playing bad quarterbacks? There's so many things that help you to force that many turnovers. If this defense isn't forcing turnovers at a historic rate, they're kind of like an average defense.
Yeah. And I mean, we said in 2023, just like this year for the most of the season, really good at home, not so good on the road. And that was 23. That was this year too.
So, well, we can kind of change focus. Well, do we even want to, I would imagine, have you screened the voicemails?
No, I didn't get a chance to. So we're going to be doing it blind again.
I would imagine a decent amount of them are going to be offensive and QB related. Do we want to take our quick break and then just get into voicemails and we can kind of give our thoughts on the offense as we go?
Yeah, let's do that. We'll be right back, guys. This episode is sponsored by Kalshi. Browns fans, are you ready to put your money where your predictions are? With Kalshi, America's #1 regulated prediction market, you can legally trade on events that actually matter to you. And the best part is you don't need to predict specific stat lines and compile a 7-leg parlay just to win big. With Kalshi, the objective is either yes or no. Will the Browns win their game this week? Will Quinshon Judkins score a touchdown? Will Carson Schweisinger win Defensive Rookie of the Year? You can put your money on these predictions and more with Kalshi. If you want to try it out, all you have to do is sign up at kalshi.com/dogs. That's KALSHI.com/dogs, DAWGS, and trade $100. Get away from disadvantageous sportsbooks and dive into real-world outcomes with real-time odds and real payouts. Head over to kalshi.com/dogs or click the link in the description to get $20 when you trade $100 with Kalshi. Because why shouldn't you get paid for being right?
Since 1989, Mount Hope Fence has set the standard in outdoor living. From decks and railings to fences and patios, we've got you covered. Our lineup features top brands like TimberTech, Alumagard, Preferred Railing, and Unilock, along with our own premium Duralux vinyl products. For over 30 years, we've partnered with contractors ensuring reliable job site delivery. Discover quality and excellence in all things outdoors with Mount Hope Fence.
Welcome back. We appreciate everybody who hung out with us. So we're going to obviously talk offensive side of the ball. We're going to get to some voicemails. I thought he played like pretty well in the first half for the most part, making plays, scrambling. He had the interception. I said in the Discord, I kind of give him like a half a pick for that interception. I give Quinshon Judkins the other half. I bet you if you ask Shedeur Sanders, he would say, I need to throw a better ball. And I bet you if you ask Quinshon Judkins, he would say, I need to catch that. I think both guys have some blame there. Obviously, hit a guy in the shoulder, could probably make that catch. Also, at the same time as the quarterback, you're throwing to a running back. You threw it kind of on a rope. You hit him in the upper and the back left-hand shoulder. He was pretty close. I think as a professional athlete, you should hope that your running back could adjust and catch that. And at the same time, you would hope that your hopefully franchise quarterback would throw a better ball. So that one's a little bit on both of them. The second one kind of on Shedeur, just throws it like right at the guy and lets it get tipped. We'll talk about his performance as a whole and what we think about so far in this season. But I think we should just kind of let the people say what they had to say, and we can kind of throw our input in and sprinkle in as we go.
And we will start with Kenny Mack, who was at the game today.
Yo, guys, it is Kenny Mack, and we're just starting off the second half. The first half offense is still shows a bit of life, but man, oh man, that defensive line just isn't there. They frickin' stink. And special teams, God, you can't even kick a field goal. You can't even get the ball down to hold properly. Like, that looks so awful. I don't even know what to expect for this second half. Go Browns.
He did send one in after the game. I thought I was playing the one that he sent after, but I'm sorry, Kenny. But yeah, he was just kind of talking about, congratulations to Harold Fannin for becoming the rookie all-time receptions leader in a single season for the Browns and all that kind of stuff. He had a great game, 2 touchdowns, which I'm sure we'll talk about Harold Fannin at some point here, but that dude's a beast.
He's incredible. I mean, does he have a case to be offensive rookie of the year?
I know he's not leading in yardage, but I think he's leading in receptions for all rookies.
And like Emeka Ibuka came out of the gate like on fire, but he's had a huge fall off second half of the season. I guess I don't know enough about offensive rookies. Chat, help me out. Where should Harold Fannin be in terms of offensive rookie of the year? He's just broke the franchise record for receptions. He's got the touchdowns. He's incredible.
Yeah, I got a super chat here from Nancy. Says the Bills' pass defense is number 2 in the league. Yeah, that's something we didn't really talk about too much heading into this because, I did the preview on Thursday, and I said I don't even want to talk stats. I think we're getting killed, so we just talked about head coaches and GMs and stuff on Thursday for the most part. But she's right. Shedeur is going against a very good pass defense today, so I think we need to take that in consideration too. Again, was it perfect? No, absolutely not. But there were definitely some things. One thing I did want to mention. Last week, it looked like he was pushing the ball down the field a little too much, pressing, just trying to find the big play. Talked after the game and all week about how I just need to take what the defense is giving me. I need to find my check down when the deep pass isn't there and live to play another down. That's what he did today. A lot, but it's what he did. It's like he's learning each week and you're seeing improvement in these areas.
My biggest issue with him today, besides the 2 turnovers, he's turning the ball over kind of.
Yeah, the turnovers. Yeah,
he's got what 8 picks through 4 or 5 games. That's too many.
Yeah.
A couple of them have been deflections, and I get that. And again, I'm not selling him just because he's got some picks. He's done good things and he's done bad things. The one play that really was like you just can't do that was taking the sack on 4th down.
Yep.
It just throw it to somebody. And I thought he had time on that play to get it out to. So we only needed 2 yards. Know where your check down is. Just get rid of the ball because there's no chance. If you run backwards and take a sack, you have 0 chance. If you just at least throw the ball somewhere, on 4th down, I don't care if you throw a pick. If you know what I mean? If you're making the play or if you're trying to make the play, there's 0 chance if you take a sack on 4th down. The other sack, could he maybe have gotten rid of it? I don't know. He was beat pretty quick. I don't mind if a quarterback gets sacked and it's just like a legitimate sack because the offensive line got torched. As long as he's not running backwards, kind of like Josh Allen did at the end of the first half. You're like, I don't care if he gets like sacked just because the offensive line gets beat and he has to eat it. I'd rather do that than throw a pick or something like that in that situation. It's just the sack on 4th down. I thought he had enough time to at least throw the ball somewhere. That was like the biggest negative play in my opinion.
That's what I said too. Like there's 0 chance that you're going to do anything on that play when you hit the ground with the ball still in your hand. You got to at least give a guy a chance to make a play. But one play I did really like from Shedeur, and it wasn't like a major play for him as far as like throwing the ball downfield or anything, but the Bills are bringing pressure. I think it was Milano, the linebacker, had a free rush right through the line, right at him. I mean, he was getting attacked. And it was that screen to, I think it was Travion Williams, and he waited, and just floated it out there. Got blown up, and that was the one I think that Williams took for the big gainer. Like, they set it up so well. And, you got to give a quarterback credit for standing in the pocket and being able to get the ball up over the line to your receiver in stride on the screen to go like that.
No, I agree. Those are the kinds of things, at least that the previous quarterback wasn't able to do. It just would have he just sort of thrown it into the ground or something. So Colin here says Shedeur threw 29 passes, 2 were over 10 yards. I do, like you said today, the Bills have the number 2 pass defense. We don't really have any deep weapons, all that good stuff. Did I want him to push the ball downfield more? Yes, but I don't want him just to throw it deep.
Right.
If there's nobody open and we're not getting protection, like you said, throw it, take what the defense is giving you. What I do want to say, somebody said this in the Discord today that talked about how he pushes the ball downfield. And I was like, I do want to keep some things in perspective with him is he's completed some deep passes in the games he started. but overall, this offense has still very much been a check down offense. He's hit like 5 or 6 deep balls, but for the most part, outside, it's been like today. It's been check down, check down, check down. We hit a deep pass, and then, but we threw 25 passes, and 22 of them were within 5 yards of the line of scrimmage. But we hit on 2 deep ones. So we've fallen in love so much with Shedeur. Like some people were, I won't make excuses for him because I didn't make excuses for Dylan Gabriel and I didn't make excuses for Joe Flacco. So like it's tough for me to sit here and say, well, he doesn't have the protection and he doesn't have this and he doesn't have this. Well, neither did Dylan Gabriel. I sat up here and butchered him every single week for it. You know what I mean? So I'm not willing to give him a pass on things I didn't give Dylan Gabriel a pass on. The biggest difference is I've seen more good things out of Shedeur than I ever saw out of Dylan Gabriel. And I do think that he's shown enough to try to get a proper evaluation on him with some better talent around him.
I agree. And another thing that I try to keep in mind too, and not everybody thinks this way, but we were told, the Browns told us, Kevin told us, everybody told us that Dylan Gabriel was so much further ahead than Shedeur. So whenever I watch the two play then back to back this season, and Shedeur looks like he's the one who's actually ahead in what he's able to do on the field, I'm like, okay, well, Dylan, it makes my evaluation of Dylan Gabriel even more harsh, I guess, is what I'm getting at.
Yeah, it's just one of those things where, like, he's done enough, I think, to earn the rest of the season, obviously, and potentially being the starter next year. But I just feel like you're either super anti-Shedeur or you've anointed him like the savior of Cleveland. And I feel like if you try to be middle ground and be objective on the situation at all, you're just deemed like a hater or a glazer. And there's just like, I would just wish we could find middle ground where we just talk about the way he plays objectively.
So if you're just honest about it, then nobody likes you, is what you're saying, right?
Yes. Because I don't think he played great today. And I don't think he would say, in fact, he said, do I think I've played winning football so far this year? No. So it's not even like Shedeur that says it's some of the times like the fans of Shedeur are the ones who are saying everything. He says all the right things, which is another reason why I'm a fan of his. But do I think he was like the reason we lost? Also, no. I just think like he needs to continue to improve and we need to protect him better and we need better weapons and all that good stuff.
Oh my gosh. It was like partway through the third quarter, I think, whenever Jerry Jeudy made his first appearance on the broadcast. And I was like, oh, Jerry Jeudy is playing today. And then it was maybe the fourth quarter when Cedric Tillman got his first catch. I'm like, oh, there's our number 1 and number 2 receivers. And we've already hit passes to Bond, and obviously we're thrown to our tight ends. And the other thing to keep in mind, we don't have David Njoku. That's like our second best pass catcher right now. The veteran guy. He's big in the run blocking game. He's big in the pass game. This offense revolves around using tight ends, and we don't even have our best one. I think Harold Phantom's our best one now, but you know what I'm saying? Like, you're missing a piece. So it's brutal out there. I would hate to be in his position trying to make my case that I should be this team's franchise quarterback and I can lead this team to victories, but I can't do it with this. It would be very difficult.
You could put just about any quarterback on this team and they're going to struggle, especially behind this offensive line. Which is
the
why
tackle play. What in the hell are we doing?
Which is why we're just looking for like bright spots in bright moments, because I don't expect wins and I don't expect 400-yard games, and you know what I mean? Like, I don't expect the Titans game every single week because you don't get to play the Titans every single week. And we still lost that game.
Yeah, we did. I absolutely. But all right, let's do another voicemail. Again, haven't listened to these, so these are going to be. We'll do Danny first.
Hey guys, my name's Danny from Worcester, and the Browns had the pick, and luckily they missed a field goal, but the defense is focusing so much on getting Myles this extra sack that they're just letting the run go by. It's complete BS. And actually, for once, you got to say nothing like Sanders is doing great. But what I want to know is, who in the hell does Kevin Stefanski keep looking at on everything? Is he trying to be like, hey, owners, look at this. There you go. This is what you want. Is he looking up at the OC? Hey, look at what you're doing. This is what you're doing. Be a fucking coach. Just fucking coach these guys. Let's go, Browns.
All right. Well, thanks, Danny. Blake, are you frozen? Blake looks like he has frozen. Okay. So I guess I wondered because he wasn't laughing. I figured he'd be laughing there. Let me send him a quick message. Blake, you froze. Maybe he'll jump out and jump back in. Yeah, Danny, honestly, I haven't really paid attention to Kevin on the sideline during the game like that to see. I mean, I didn't notice that he was looking up or anything. My guess would be it is looking up to the box where Tommy Reese is because he's talking to him most of the times that we're seeing him, or what you're talking about, alluding to here. So he's probably talking to Tommy, looking up at Tommy while he's having that conversation or whatever the case may be. All right. Blake, definitely frozen. You guys in the chat, help me out here. He is okay. He bounced out. And now I'm a split screen. If you guys are listening to this on audio after the fact, I apologize. Let's see. We'll get another voicemail in here while Blake tries to get his stuff back together. We'll do Brad.
I'm dreaming of 15 days from now, Kevin Stefanski getting fired and Bubba Vitrone. Only one can hope till that day. Yeah. Well, sorry, guys. That kind of sound like crap. Oh, man. Well, another interesting game today, we'll say. Unfortunately, Myles didn't get that sack. It is what it is. A couple times he got close. And I guess that one where Mason touched the guy was just not considered a sack because Josh gave up himself. I don't know. Defense was getting gashed by the running game, and then for some reason the Bills got away from it. Okay. Anyways, offense looked a little better. Shedeur still has some of the same issues. Running backwards, getting sacked, not throwing away the ball when he should. Yeah, I don't know. It's kind of the same to me. I don't know how to evaluate it. We probably moved up in the draft today, so that's good. Yay. All right, you guys have a Merry Christmas. Let's go Browns. Roof, roof.
Merry Christmas, Brad. Blake, I'll have to send you that voicemail audio file after this in the text just so you can hear Brad's song. He did Dreaming of a White Christmas with Kevin and Bubba and them getting fired in 15 days, which is Black Monday, everybody. The countdown is still on if you're looking for those guys to be gone. But yeah, so and one thing I wanted to talk about, Blake, Brad was talking, or he said about the sack, where Josh Allen went back and kind of gave himself up at the goal line because of the pressure coming at him and everything. And they ended up giving Myles half a sack after Mason Graham was the first one there to touch him down.
Yeah, my first thought was like, Mason, why are you stealing sacks? And then I'm like, then I put myself in his position. I'm like, you're not thinking about that. You're just playing hard,
it was just funny to talk about. Like, this dude doesn't get a sack all year, and that's the one he gets. Are you kidding me? Like, come on.
And then they go back and take it away from him. It's only one sack away. I'm one sack, and it's a broken record now. So that's what I'm excited for. I just really wanted to get it. It'd be nice if we can somehow. It's Pittsburgh next, right?
Yes.
And it's at home.
Yep.
If we can beat Pittsburgh at home in a win somehow, Shedeur gets a win over the Steelers and Myles can get the sack record, that'd be awesome. That's about all I want for Christmas is somehow, I know I said I want to lose games, but I want Myles to get his record in a win so he can publicly talk about being excited about it, because we've talked about this before, whereas if he breaks the record in a loss, he's going to say all the right things after the game, talk about, it doesn't mean anything without the win and all this. I want him to be able to publicly enjoy breaking the record. So I would love and do it at home.
Is that more valuable to you than having a top 2 pick? Because if you win, you're probably looking at like 5 would be my guess.
We're going to be 5. I thought it's basically like we'd have 4 wins. Who's only got 3? Giants, Raiders, and who else?
The Giants, the Raiders, and the Titans now.
The Titans.
Because they just won today.
Here's the thing is, honestly, if you're going to be, the only reason you need number 1 is if you want the quarterback, because I think there's
One or
probably
two.
only one or two. But I think if like the Giants, a team that doesn't need a quarterback, is at one, somebody will they're going to trade. The Jets have so many picks and they're desperate for a quarterback. So if you don't have your eyes set on like the quarterback, in my opinion, if like Mendoza fell in your lap, obviously you got to think you're going to think long and hard about it. But I don't see that happening, and I don't want to give up a ton of capital to try to make it happen. I think Shedeur has shown enough to give him, let's use those assets to build the offense and give him a real shot at being the franchise quarterback next year. So like, he's not going to fall in your lap. I'm fine with picking at 4 or 5. We can still get Carnell Tate at 4 or 5.
That's true. Yeah, if you want a shot at either Mendoza or Dante Moore, if those seem to be the consensus top two quarterbacks, if Moore decides to come out, there's still, we don't know if he's declaring or not. I guess we don't know if Mendoza is either, do we? But we assume when you're projected to go number one, you come out. But who knows? That might change up.
That's a lot of money.
You got to have one or two. Like we've been saying this. Otherwise, if you decide you want a quarterback and you're not at 1 or 2, then yeah, you're giving up both your first round picks plus more to get up there, which I don't want to do.
I saw a lot of talk in here about like comparing it to the Caleb Williams situation in terms of how everybody said he was a bust, and then this year he gets a good coach and he's playing well. It could be a lot of the same thing. We could revamp. I honestly think you could keep Kevin and just revamp the offense and we would look better next year, because it's impossible to look worse with better talent, but if you revamp the talent and you went and got a new coach and revamped the offense, I think Shedeur could play, even if he didn't completely sell you on being the franchise quarterback forever next year, he could at least be good enough to be your bridge quarterback. So, and I just think he's saying all the right things. He's putting in the work. He's shown us moments that he can. I mean, everybody always talks about how he's not the athlete. He looked very good today on some of the scrambles. Some of the plays he made with his feet were very good. And like Brad kind of talked about running backwards and taking sacks. Well, he only got sacked twice. One of them was on 4th down. That's the play I talked about where he should have gotten rid of the ball, just, chucked it up somewhere if you have to. The other sack, I don't remember him really running backwards and, so.
He just got sacked, like you said.
I think he just got sacked. I'd have to watch it again. So he was only sacked twice. So he couldn't have been running around. I don't mind if a guy's going to run around and make plays. Like if he runs around and makes plays and scrambles for first downs and rushes for 40 yards, I mean, you want your quarterback to be able to play outside the X's and O's. That's kind of like why they're the difference makers. So I don't know. I didn't think that was so much of a problem. To be honest, the taking the sacks thing hasn't even been his biggest issue since he's become the starter. Really, it's really been the turnovers. Correct.
See, what I think we've heard repeated so many times in the media and stuff. Oh, Shedeur, his biggest problem in college is running back, we're taking sacks, all this stuff. So we've heard this over and over and over. So anytime he takes 1 sack in a game, everyone's like, oh, that's 5 sacks he's taken today for negative 50 yards. No, it was 1 for negative 5. Like I think everybody blows it up because they've been conditioned to believe that's all he does. And you're right. Since he's been the starter, that's not been an issue, really. Especially in competitive moments, like late in games when we're getting blown out, that's whenever you start to see that version of him come out because he's trying to make plays to get us back in the game. But whenever we're actually playing on our script or on time, he's doing fine, I think.
I agree. Like I would be way more concerned with some of the turnover issues than the taking the sacks issues, because like you said, especially when we've been competitive and we're on script and we're, in the ball game and not just trying to score 14 points on every possession because we're down by 3 scores. He hasn't really taken that many sacks. Statistically. So no, the turnover situation, and it's like we said, I don't want to give him excuses I didn't give other guys, but he's also shown us more than the other guys on this roster did. And we have turnstiles playing tackles. We have, no run game. Today was the best run game we've had in 2 months. And we have no wide receivers. We have Isaiah Bond and Harold Fandon. So Like it's just tough. And I'm not willing to give up a boatload of assets to move up and get a quarterback that we don't know is better than the one we have now, because we can't even tell how good this guy is, because hell, I should be playing tackle at this point.
It's ridiculous. I want to say thanks for the super chat. Patrick Williams here in the chat says Shedeur isn't going to throw 300 yards, 4 touchdowns, no picks every game. Is there improvements to be made? Yes. However, there is a steady incline. Stop the QB talk. Fire Kevin Stefanski. All caps. So he's waiting for Black Monday.
I've gotten to the point where like I'm excited to see who we probably bring in.
Just a quick aside, because I want to get to the rest of these voicemails, but what worries me is thinking about Andrew Berry and another offseason, because he had a really good one, or for the most part last season. Well, I shouldn't even say that. He had a good draft. The other pieces he brought in here have not panned out very well whatsoever. I mean,
Malik Collins was very good.
You're right. Okay, like Malik Collins was a great signing, but then you got like Cornelius Lucas was supposed to be that, very reliable swing tackle, which we always need because our tackles can never stay healthy. The dude can't even be active for games. He's that bad. So we'll see. Just because the roster that you see now on the field on Sundays, this offense was built by Andrew Berry. So that is just what concerns me. I'm not saying he can't do it. I'm just saying I'm definitely puckered up for it.
Part of that is why, I've given, I don't know. I've accepted the fact that Kevin might need to move on, but I also don't have to be happy about it, because I think he'll probably go coach somewhere else and be good. Think about just the absolute dysfunction this organization is. Who would have been successful? Who would have been successful?
I don't know. It is hard to say 'cause it's...
You trade away Baker. You bring in Deshaun. He literally never plays. All of your team that you built for around Baker and had for Deshaun got old waiting for Deshaun to ever play, just never played. Then you just seen people want to talk about how bad we've been the last 2 years. Look at the offensive talent the last 2 years. We talked about this in the Discord. If you go look at our 0-16 roster and then you look at this offensive roster, that 0-16 roster offensively, especially when we were starting like Dylan Gabriel before we started starting Shedeur, they had a great line. They had Isaiah Crowell at running back. They had a great line. The problem was they had no wide receivers and they had Deshaun Kaiser, but they could run the ball.
Yeah.
So it's like when you couple the fact that we have no wide receivers and the worst offensive line maybe in the last decade of the offensive of the NFL, this is what the offense is going to look like. So I put that on Andrew Berry.
Yeah, for sure. I do too. I think what he's built is garbage, hot garbage. That's what makes me nervous, again, about this offseason. But we'll get back to this. We'll get back to your guys' voicemail. So here, this one's from Adam.
Hey, man, this is my second attempt. This is Adam from El Paso, Texas. Didn't agree with the offensive play calls when defense did their job, stood up, gave us a chance to go down, drive, win the game. I don't know what they're hoping for in wide receiver routes. But I do have to say, second half, Rocket Sanders coming out there, churning those legs, looking like, I don't know, it gives me back to feelings of Peyton Hillis. That dude, I mean, this podcast's been asking for it the whole season. And Rocket Sanders, I mean, man, him and Williams, what a great combination back there in the second half. Backups are looking pretty decent in the backfield, kept us in the game, had a chance to beat Buffalo today, a now 11-4 team. It is just insane to me. But ultimately, I'm gonna put this loss on. It's a coaching failure. I don't know what how his input on those offensive play calls when we get the ball back, but where's the screen passes? Where's the slants? Where's getting the ball out of, Shedur Sanders' hand and trying to advance down the field? I don't know. Apparently we thought we had Joe Montana and Jerry Rice there because we're sitting here waiting for triple moves on a route to open up. It just drove me crazy. Overall, I'm proud of the defense. Offense played well too. Kept us in the game. Go Browns. Hur, hur.
What's funny is that what Rocket Sanders, Raheem Sanders, and Travion Williams did today, that's what we were wanting Quinshon and Dylan Sampson to do all year. Or be that kind of 1-2 tandem. And then you get these two backups, practice squad guys come in here. Yeah, shout out to Kenny Mack. He wanted acknowledgement for this, and he deserves it. He's been calling for Rocket Sanders for a long time. this season, and the dude showed out today. Like,
Yeah,
he's hard to
it's
tackle.
nice. We're gonna get to. Well, it sucks that it's because Quinshon got hurt.
Yeah.
But we'll get to see an extended look at him over these last 2 games. He just runs the ball hard, man. Like he's not easy to take down. Williams, I barely even know who he is. He looked pretty good today. So, like we said, I feel like in the last month we've had a lot of games to just sit here and be really pissed about and nitpick and pick apart. This just was a game where 2 teams played and they both played about the same, but somebody's going to lose. And unfortunately, because we're Cleveland, that's almost always going to be us. But really, the Browns offensively and defensively, they played the most complementary football for that we've had this year. You know what I mean? So, like it's not like I'm not sitting here today just super mad at the Browns for losing this game. But we're an overmatched team playing a Super Bowl contender, and we played them down to the final whistle and only lost by 3 points. So I mean, really, we played about as well as we've played in a month or two. If you really think about it,
For
just
sure,
didn't
that's
get the win.
Super chat from Young Among here says, can we talk about how we held our own with a potential Super Bowl favorite team this season? Also, what did Bubba tell Andre before that kick that got fumbled? I don't think that was on Andre Schmidt, man. That was on the whole operation.
Well, unless he saw him talking to him on the sideline or something. I don't know. I get a bright spot, by the way. Andre Schmidt is pretty good. And I'm always afraid to get up here and say it because I'm afraid like it's gonna go south at any moment, just because that's the way it tends to happen for us. But man, really since week 1, he's been great. I would like to see how he stacks up against like the rest of the league in terms of kicking efficiency this year. He's got to be at the top of the league. He hasn't missed. I don't remember, when was the last time you missed a kick?
Man, it's been a while, honestly. I'll have to pull those stats and make a post about that because you're right.
He obviously doesn't have like the leg of an Aubrey from Dallas. Those are few and far between, but I feel very confident. Yes, I feel anything inside, like anything 50 and in, I feel confident he's going to make it now. It's kind of a nice feeling.
And the other thing, I want to make sure I feel confident making PATs. Sick of missing the extra points. Those are supposed to be the freebies, the layups, or the free throws. But Doggy Bone in the chat here, Super Chat, says the Browns need to pull the Bears move. Turned that organization around in 1 year. They said Caleb was a bust last year. Drifted, held the ball too long. We talked about that. You had talked about that a little bit earlier in the show, but absolutely, we agree. All right, let's keep going here through these voicemails. This next one's from your boy, Fake Burns.
How's it going? It is Zach, a.k.a. Fake Burns. Just to add what you said last time, Josh, I love the nickname. That's why I always say it. Actually started watching Jake Burns stuff because of you guys also, so a little bit of free promotion there. But after today, I'm not going to lie, like I said in my last voicemail, I full-heartedly expected us to lose this game by at least 3 touchdowns. Offense came out and looked great to begin the game, and I even looked at my buddy and said, it's going to be one of those games where we don't do anything else the rest of the game, isn't it? Wasn't entirely true. Offense still didn't look great. Defense didn't look that great either, but I mean, there were flashes. We put up a fight. That is the most important thing that I liked from today. Hoping Quinshon heals. That injury looked really bad. They didn't even replay it immediately after it happened, so hopefully he is okay from that. But with that being said, I think Blake, you talked about him before. Sorry if I'm saying his name wrong. Raheem Sanders. When he came in, I was pleasantly surprised. I thought he played really well. And I mean, he was he was a reliable power back in my opinion today. So, Shedur didn't. Once again, he showed potential, and that's all I really want to see at this point. And looking forward to next week. Hopefully Myles gets that record next week. I'll be home watching the game with my dad, so no better time to do it. Go Browns. Hoo-hoo.
We appreciate the call. I'm happy you like the nickname we gave you. I still hear him talking. I still don't believe it's not him. So no, like we've talked about this a bunch. Sanders looked really good. At one point today, it was kind of funny. Sanders handed off to Sanders, who got tackled by Sanders from the Bills. Yeah. So I thought that was kind of funny. But in Shedur, again, couple of turnovers. Like, that's like I said, in my opinion, the sacks haven't been a concern for me. It's been the 8 picks, I believe, in his starts. That's what's got to get cleaned up. But we've seen, I feel like the biggest thing I can say with Shedeur, we're still not scoring a ton of points, but the offense, we've at least like outside of for 2.5 quarters last week, 3 quarters, we've moved the ball more efficiently. Like we at least look a little bit more of a competent offense. When Dylan Gabriel was in there, I mean, it was a struggle to get a yard. It was a struggle to move the ball at all. It was 3 and out, 3 and out, 3 and out, 3. I mean, we couldn't do anything. So even with some of the mistakes, the offense has just looked more competent being led by him. And he's now had 5 starts, but it's only the 5th start of his career in a season in which he started 4 string and was throwing to trash cans and water boys in camp. So it's like, I think again, unless you don't have to give up any assets and the guy you just love falls into your lap, I just really think he's at least done enough for me to see him with better talent next year and maybe a different coach and a different offensive philosophy and see what we can get out of him. Because if you can build around a 5th round rookie with that money and you get Deshaun Watson off the books, think about the talent and stuff you could add around him if he becomes the guy. So that's the way I feel about it right now.
Yeah, I agree completely. One thing I haven't talked about yet, and I just want to bring it up, was that last sequence. I think one of the voicemails here mentioned it or alluded to it, but the Bills went for it on 4th down, threw a touchdown to wide open Dawson Knox in the end zone, and he drops it, right? And so we get the ball with a chance to go down. All we needed is a field goal. I think we had, 2 minutes and 47 seconds on the clock. And it was like, okay, let's see what we can do. Maybe we can get down. Absolute worst sequence of football we've seen in a while, since maybe the beginning of the Bears game last week. It was like, oh, man, we just went backward. Shedeur's thrown a 6 inches away from the back of the end zone on that last play. Almost took stepped out for a safety. It was like, oh, man, this went downhill real fast. But that's the thing, like better talent in those situations, and maybe you can start to have some hope, but not with this team, man. No way.
I have to go back and watch the play calling and see the sequence of events, because I know Shedeur made the great pass to kind of get us out to the 30. Great pass. And then after that, I don't remember what the first play call was on 1st down, but I believe that's when he got sacked. I don't remember exactly. I'd have to go back and watch, but a lot of people have talked about the play calling, and at least watching in real time, I don't remember being super upset about the play calling. I was upset about the result. Yes. So I'd have to go back and watch again, and to kind of give a better opinion. I don't want to say one way or the other, just because I only got to watch the game once, and then I was off doing stuff, so I don't really remember. And I just remember being at the end of the game, being like, "Hey, we were competitive." This went pretty well for the Browns. So
competitive. We lost, moved up in the draft. Cool. Hey, successful day for a Cleveland Browns fan here in late December. All right, this one's from Mike.
Josh, man, the game just went to halftime. I can't believe, bro. I cannot stop laughing. That is just, and then the announcer's just like, "Yep, that just fits it." Oh my gosh, man. Everything is just, and we're talking about getting a quarterback. We need to fix everything else and just go into the new season with Shedeur.
Okay. That's one way to watch the game.
I do know the confidence, or the comment he's talking about, like we fumbled the snap and didn't score, and the guy was just like, well, that tracks. And I was like, oh, that's exactly what I was thinking.
Yep.
I wanted to say I couldn't believe we fumbled away that opportunity, and then I was like, yes, I can. I can 100% believe that. Yes.
I saw people like, that was a terrible trick play. Who was he throwing to? I'm like, that was not a trick play, man. He just get rid of this ball.
The trick was trying to catch the ball, I guess. Trying to catch the snap.
Yeah. Oh, Lord, this team. I'll tell you what. We got a couple more. This one's from Josh.
Hey, Dogs Podcast. It's social worker Josh here from Portland, Oregon, calling back in. I know it's been a while since you guys have heard from me. just like to say, what the actual fuck is happening? I missed the first half of the game. I turned it on. We got about 2 minutes left, and we lose Judkins to an injury. Oh, Jesus. As if things couldn't get worse. Just want to get your thoughts on our run defense today in the first half. I think I saw they're averaging somewhere around 11.1 yards. Good God. Have they even thrown the ball in this game yet? Doesn't look like they've needed to by the stat line. Can't wait to hear what you guys have to say on this game afterwards. Love listening to y'all. Thank you so much for what you do. Loved the extra bonus episode last week. So fun.
Well, we already talked about that run defense, Josh. Bad. So bad in the first half. Oh, my gosh.
I like how I love getting these voicemails from during the game, and
Yes.
he's like, have they even had to throw the ball? Nope, they didn't. Nope. I mean, what did Josh Allen finish with? He finished with 19 pass attempts.
Yeah, I say it's on the screen there, 12 and 19. 130
12
yards.
100,
No touchdowns.
I mean, if I read you just Josh Allen's stats, if I said at the end of the Browns game, Shedur will be 20-29 for 157 and a touchdown, and then in 2 picks. But Josh Allen was only 12 and 19 for 130. They were both sacked twice. Josh Allen was sacked for actually more yards than Shedur, because of the play before the half. You'd think, the Browns might have won that game. And then I read to you, actually, James Cook had 117 yards on 16 carries. They rushed for 164 total yards. Oh, okay. We're right back to that again. What is kind of crazy is the Browns rushed for 160 yards also as a team, but once again, Shedur was the leading rusher.
Yep.
With
I think it's
49 yards on. Yeah, that's just not going to get it done. Malachi Corley, he looks good on those jet sweeps. Like you said, can we not throw him the ball ever?
Send a kid out on a route. I mean, Cedric Tillman obviously sucks. Can we see what Corley can do? He was highly touted, coming out of college. So let's see.
Can he return punts?
I mean, they got him on kickoff. I tell you what, no matter who returns kicks for us, it's always the 30 is the furthest you can go if you're a Cleveland Browns returner. Like, you cannot return the ball past the 30. Usually you're running into the back of your guy at the 20. You can get to the 30, but that's it. I don't know.
I'm confused by this comment. Perhaps the Browns would have won it if that field goal wasn't botched. It's amazing that no one is blaming the kicker now.
How's that the kicker's fault?
It wasn't the kicker's fault that the holder fumbled the snap.
He tried to
I'm
kick
confused
it.
about.
Yeah.
Super chat here. Holy shit. 19. Hey, man, we appreciate the super chat. I don't know if 12 is a franchise QB, but there is talent. Cam and Dart are all rookies with issues, ups and downs, and flashes. Give 12 next year with better wide receiver and OL, better than another bad season with a rookie behind this trash show. That's exactly, I think, the way we feel, which we've talked about. Like, he hasn't been great every single second, but he's shown enough to see what it would be like behind a better line and with some better weapons. The only way I wouldn't, like, if you're sitting at 3 or 4 or something and like Mendoza falls in your lap and you took him, like, I'm probably not going to sit here and bitch and complain about it. You know what I mean? Like, because you're looking for the guy, you're looking for your franchise quarterback, and one just falls in your lap. And if they're both really, really good, then you trade one of them. You know what I mean? But I don't think that's going to happen. And there's no world in which I'd give up multiple assets to move up for one of these quarterbacks. I would just get Carnell Tate, honestly, I'm going wide receiver, and then offensive line. And I'm adding offensive line and free agency. And I'm picking as many wide receivers in the draft. I'm treating this draft for wide receivers like I wanted to treat other drafts as quarterbacks. I'm picking freaking 7 of them. And yeah. I'm only picking dudes who played at big schools and who are over 6 feet tall and run fast. I'm picking freaking thoroughbreds. I'm tired of picking Jamari Thrashes and David Bells and guys like this. I'm freaking picking dudes, and I'm picking all of them. Anyone that's available when I pick, that's who I'm picking. And then I'm adding to this line in free agency, and I'm just letting Shedur have a season. And okay, this is your tryout now. You've prepared all offseason as the starter, all preseason. This is your team. Let's see what you got, kid. And if we suck, we'll figure out how to get the franchise quarterback next year when we actually have talent to add a rookie quarterback to.
Yeah, I think that's fair. I mean, what I was, crying for earlier in the season because I was just so tired of watching Dylan Gabriel suck every week. It was like I would watch a Giants game and I could see, does Jackson Dart play perfect every week? No, he's a rookie quarterback. Did I see flashes and some throws from Jackson Dart throughout games where I was like, damn, that's an NFL throw? That's what got me excited about Dart, and that's what I wanted to see from Shedeur, and I've seen it. Jackson Dart went out today and had 33 yards.
Passing
today. Passing total.
I did not know that.
Yes, 33. That's it. But you know what? He's a rookie quarterback. That stuff's going to happen. But the Giants have seen enough. I've seen enough from him to say, oh, yeah, he's your quarterback moving forward until he's not. I think Shedeur has shown us the ability to do that. He's got that swagger. Like he's got what you're looking for from a quarterback that I think it's worth. And like you said, unless something falls in your lap and it's just too perfect to pass up, I think it's worth, moving forward with.
My dream scenario would be we keep Shedeur next year, add some wide receivers, and then somehow I don't want to have to take a quarterback in 27 because I want to somehow get Jeremiah Smith. Now we'll have to suck real bad again. But man, I'd love to put Carnell Tate on the team this year and somehow manage to put Jeremiah Smith on the team again the year after that. That's my Browns fans' wet dream.
The wettest. Okay. Last one here is Devontae.
Hey, fellas, it's Devontae. I'm just done with the Browns this year. Looks like 3 wins again, but also I'm starting to turn sour on Shedeur. It's because it's stuff that, as a quarterback, you should know. That play where it was intentional grounding, I just want to know, did his wide receivers on routes that were more than 10 freaking yards? If not, why don't we do simple crossers and drags or underneath routes instead of dumping it off to the running backs? Why don't we have our wide receiver do that? Like, I didn't see a shot all game except for the one to Judy. I didn't see Bond get a shot or a target all game except for the handoff, which worked in the first quarter. What you're doing again when you're trying to do it in 6 minutes, I just don't understand, man. I'm so done with this. You go away from what worked. You run the ball down the field so that way, if anything happens, let's say you do go down to score, you don't let the other quarterback get the ball. Yeah. So much fun.
I'll say this. If we would have come out and just run the ball 3 times and got no yards, people would be freaking out saying taking the ball out of Shedeur's hands.
True.
You know what I mean?
Like, it's happened before.
We ran NFL plays that our NFL players have to execute. You know what I mean? Like it's like a lose-lose situation in terms of the play calling there. It's not like we ran something like we didn't run 3 straight trick plays. We didn't go wildcat. We didn't do, we ran football plays. So,
yeah.
Super chat here from Obsidian. The unofficial count, Sanders holding the ball for 2.38 seconds. Is that what I don't know if there's any way to verify if that's what he held. I didn't feel like he held the ball too long today most of the time. I do know, though, like for his game starting so far, he holds the ball like way longer than pretty much everybody. Which is just something you want to see him. I'll say this, though. Some of these times that he's held the ball, it's because he has the time to hold the ball. You know what I mean? Like, you know what I mean? There's been times where he's had times to hold the ball. And like we've said, he really hasn't taken that many sacks.
If his time to throw was high, one of the highest in the league or the highest in the league, and he was getting sacked at the highest rate in the league, that would be the problem. Whenever your time to throw is high, but you're not taking sacks because of it, it's really not that big of a deal. It's whenever the pressures turn into sacks, that's when the time to throw becomes a big deal. And so far, he's been able to, navigate that.
Guys, would you give up one of the first-round picks for Pickens? No.
Mm-mm.
A lot of people in the
pass.
Discord have been talking about how they would take him maybe a month ago. But he's just the same guy still. Like a couple weeks ago, he was like dogging it on routes and it turned into a turnover and some people called him out and he's just been moping pretty much ever since. He doesn't give max effort all the time. He's a head case. the Browns went from an old locker room to this season. We're one of the younger locker rooms in the league. We got all these rookies. I'm not putting a guy like that on my team with all these rookies. I want a Jarvis Landry leader on my team. I don't need another guy we got to worry about. Is he going to show up? Is he going to try? Can we count on him to give 100% effort all the time? I don't need that. I'm good. He can stay in Dallas or go somewhere else.
And I'm always like, I'm good on any receiver that's played for the Steelers, because once they get rid of you, that's pretty much the end of your career. Like, that's been documented. We'll see what ends up happening with Pickens. But did you see DK Metcalf punch the Lions fan in the stands today during the game?
I saw the sleeper notification, but I didn't go back and watch.
I can't remember if he was coming out of the medical tent for something or if he was just on the sideline. And like, I got a nice video view from the side on, I think it was TikTok. He just walks right over to this fan, reaches up, grabs like his hoodie or something, pulls him down a little bit and says something to him. Then he punches up and hits him in the face. Like, and then he walks away. I'm like, holy shit, dude.
I don't want to get punched by DK Metcalf, by the way.
No, definitely not. But at the same time, it's like, they got issues there in Pittsburgh, which it'll be interesting to see what happens next week, because that's who's coming to town.
I saw a couple things in here. Somebody says, hell no on Pickens. I completely agree. Just give me Carnell Tate.
Oh, yeah, please. And then there's a last super chat here from Doggy Bone, says J.J. McCarthy today, 108 yards, no touchdowns, a pick, and 3 sacks. And then he left with, I think, a concussion or something. So he's constantly hurt. There's teams that have the quarterback situation worse than us right now.
I've been on the record all year that the Vikings should be catching all the heat, the same kind of heat that the Browns caught and catch from some people about moving on from Baker. You had Daniel Jones and Sam Darnold in the building, and you had Kirk Cousins before that, who's I didn't see what he did today, but the last few weeks has played pretty well for the Falcons. And you let all that go for the quarterback that they didn't let throw a pass in the second half against Penn State in college. I'll never understand JJ McCarthy going in the top 5. He was the 4th pick, right?
He was 10.
10? Okay. Still. I mean, that's a decision. That's like a decision that gets you fired. He's awful. He is as bad as QB plays we've seen for the Browns. We're throwing to Jerry Jeudy, Cedric Tillman.
Yep.
He's got Jordan Addison, Justin Jefferson, TJ Hawkinson. He's handing off to Jordan Mason and Aaron Jones. He's got a good offensive line. He's got an offensive head coach that everybody loves.
Dude, if you can't be good with Kevin O'Connell, like, you're toast.
And he's terrible. He's terrible. So they should be catching all the hell that the Browns catch, because they have a legitimate, and they have one of the best defenses in football. And they have a legitimate Super Bowl roster, except for that one. If you put Sam Darnold on the Vikings, they're Super Bowl favorites probably.
Oh yeah, they're playoff bound for sure. No question.
And they're not even going to make the playoffs. They can't win games. And not only does he suck, in between sucking, like you said, he's hurt.
Yeah, all the time.
Just disgusting. Maybe my hatred for Michigan's coming through here. I got no Vikings allegiance, but just crazy. This is a pissed off fantasy owner talking about today was the only day I got any points out of Justin Jefferson.
No kidding, dude. You ruined one of the best wide receivers in the league. You are a terrible quarterback.
You had like all these Vikings guys, Jefferson, Jordan Addison, Hawkinson, you couldn't even start Justin Jefferson this year in fantasy football. That's how bad JJ McCarthy is. They should be catching all the hell. It should be nonstop.
I agree.
Oh,
That's
man.
it. No more voicemails. We are good to go.
All right. Let me see. Let me peruse. Do we have any more comments we need to talk about? I think we're good. All right. We'll wrap this thing up. We appreciate you guys being here. Sorry, I think I lost internet partway through, so you guys held the fort down.
I just lost your audio. Can you hear me still?
Mm-hmm.
I can't hear you anymore. Oh boy, chat. Can you still hear Blake? If you can't, let him keep talking. I cannot hear him.
Can you hear me now?
Oh, there we go. You're back.
All right, I muted and
weird.
unmuted, and it worked. Okay, I was just
Tech.
I was just saying thank you to guys for watching the show, and I was actually mid apologizing for losing internet halfway through this episode, and that's when my audio cut out. So now
There
I'm
we go.
apologize for my audio cutting out. Just all kinds of technical issues here today, but you guys never wavered. You were here watching the whole time, so we appreciate that. We appreciate you guys sticking out the season with us, despite no wins on the Browns part. The support for the show has been out of this world, and we greatly appreciate it. So again, Browns lose a tough one, but at least it was worth watching. We hope you guys all have a great Christmas, and we'll see you guys later this week when we talk about the Steelers matchup.
Yeah, real quick. That's on Tuesday this week, not Thursday, because obviously that's Christmas. So yeah, that preview show Discord, Dog Pack Discord Live will be Tuesday at 5 p.m. Join thedogs.com if you guys are interested.